Hi, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Are you just a beginner painter? This certainly isn't the video for the pro, because the pros know all about this, right? I just want to give you a simple, quick video on painting your walls. A lot of you hire a painter and pay $400, $500, $600 for a painter to come in one day and paint your walls, right? But what if you decided to do it yourself? I guarantee you, all it will take you is double the time that a professional will take, and you'll save all the money that you would have spent if you hired a professional. Two things. One, the brush that you use. Get yourself a good brush. If you're getting a 3-inch brush, you should be spending about $15 to $20 on it. I get the Purdy brushes. I think this is a Wooster, but yeah, it's a Wooster, but I like it because it's a nice full brush, and the bristles don't come out. If your bristles are coming out, it means it's a cheap brush. If you get a cheap brush, it's going to break the job. You know when they say it'll either make or break it? A good brush makes the job. So after you've gotten yourself a good brush, here's how you want to handle the brush. You see how I'm holding it? That's how you want to hold it when you dip it, okay? You want to be in control of the can or whatever you're using to dip your brush into. So you want to have full control of it. And you only want to dip it about 1/3 of the distance into the can. I cringe when I see certain painters, you know, like usually they're not professionals. Actually, they're never professionals. And they got the paint all the way up into here. It's like a cartoon, you know, like it's like comedy. Anyway, that's the extent of the dip, just like that. Okay? So you want to start a couple of inches below the ceiling, because what are you really doing? If you put this much paint all the way at the top, you got to keep going to the top to pull it down. You start a couple of inches below, and then look what you do. Real nice and smooth. You go up near that ceiling, you pull it up. Now we're going to be putting crown molding up here, so I will show you how to cut it just by, you watch me, and this is how you cut the ceiling. You go 2 directions, back and forth. Now this paint has primer in it, which makes it spread very easily. It's nice and sticky, so when you lay it down, it doesn't come back up. My brush just jumped onto the ceiling. And then you just go back and forth and even out what you laid down. Look, I dip it, look where I land the brush, right here. Then I can bring it up. I just keep dipping into it and bring it up there. Sometimes you might want to jimmy the brush if it gets stuck. So what I mean by that is you do this, you shake the brush back and forth. Okay, so what I want to show you, I want to do the video to show you how to roll a wall, all right? Now we're going to be only doing half the wall one color, half the other a different color. So, but a lot of people, they don't know how to brush the wall, and they make it a big deal. They call in a professional. And you know what? When all is said and done, if you took the time, you could probably do just as good a job if you just follow the rules. Get the right tool. This is one of the best brushes out there, what I'm using. All right? There's a lot of techniques to it, but if you try yourself, you'll see what works best with the brush. I mean, professionals, they don't sit down and read manuals on how to use a paintbrush. They do the brush and then they figure out what works best as they're using it. See the way I'm holding it now? I got 2 of my fingers on each side of it. I'm holding it like that because I can control it better. Okay. Now the top part is sufficiently done. Now, if you ever get paint on your brush here, you gotta clean it off, all right? You know, if you're a painter, you just wanna have a clean tool. So you get that off of there, because when you clean this off hours later, very hard. I've seen pros, they wrap tape around the top part so that the paint never gets up there. It's hard to get it off. It takes a little more time when you're cleaning your brush. And these guys fall in love with their brush. I just get a new one every couple of jobs. And I charge my customers. Nah, I'm only kidding. Okay. Now, what you can see is the quality of this roller, okay? This is a Purdy roller. This is a 1/2-inch roller. This is the best roller on the market if you're gonna go for a good roller, okay? This roller is $11 for 2 or 3 of them, I forget. Sherwin-Williams owns Purdy. Or Purdy owns Sherwin. I think Sherwin owns Purdy. Anyway, this is a 1/2-inch net. Don't get the 3/8, it's not thick enough, okay? You need a lot of roller to hold the paint. I want to show you how to paint the wall. I'll try to speak as little as possible. I'll give you the general rule, then I want to show you. The roller has to be saturated with paint. Just take a look at the trick. When you're bringing your roller up, you want to be twisting it so it's not too long in one position so the paint starts dripping off of it, okay? So let's just say you really get that paint on it. Watch. See it's starting to drip? But this is how you prevent it. You turn it. Look where I land the roller. I didn't land it here. I landed it here. Why? Because I'm going to bring it over there. Now, watch what I do here. I'm going 3 columns. What do I mean? Each of this is 1 column, 2 of them is 2, 3 is 3, right? So I'm just going the distance of 3 columns. That's it. Is that painted yet? No, I just put the paint on the wall. It's not laid out yet. You can't leave it like that. Now we're not doing this whole wall, this color. So just make believe I'm bringing this all the way down to the floor. You want to go in full strokes. You don't paint like this. That's ridiculous. And your roller shouldn't be flat. You should be able to see beyond the top surface, okay? That's a little flattened out because of what I just did. So watch this, look. So you go back over to the corner, straight down, okay? And you finish it off in a straight stroke. Look, top to bottom. Go over again. I'm overlapping. I'm not going all the way over. I'm going to overlap what I've already done by 50%. I start in the middle, I go up, and I bring it straight down. I start in the middle here, go all the way up. There's no need to dip into that thing. Where's his, his chair is going to be lower. So let's bring this down. Okay, let's do that over. All the way down. You want to finish in the same stroke. Down. Go back up. Come back down. Go up. Come back down. Go up. Notice how I'm overlapping the roller. Okay, go up. Now, don't go too far. You don't have enough paint. If you're a trained painter, your ear can hear the fact that there's no more paint on the roller. This is what we call a dry roller. It's not dry, but there's not much paint on it. So we might say, just go over it with a dry roller, like you go in the corner with it, so it's not dripping wet. So you might go into a corner like this with a dry roller, and you do this, just to get some color in there. It's what you call a dry roller. Okay, now just take a look. I'm wetting the roller up again. completely soaking wet. Again, I turn it so I don't get paint on the floor. Look where I'm starting the roller. Look, I didn't start it here, right? You want to move forward. You want to keep going. So I'll bring it over there. So watch this. Up and down. Now I'm coming back this way. That's fine. I'm slightly overlapping what I've already done. All right. There we go. Now I'll come back over. My paint is on the wall now. I'm going to lay it out and finish it out. Look, I start in the middle, I roll up, all the way down. Start in the middle, go all the way up, come all the way down. Well, you can start here, but you want to go up and down straight. You don't want to do this. Watch this. Now, go straight up and straight down. That's it. One more time. Again, I start a few inches over. I'm going to fill this in. You can go up and down now. This is not the stage you have to be perfect. I'm just laying it out, getting the paint on the wall. I can go up and down. I can go sideways. No big deal. But when I finalize it, I'm come back over. I start in the middle. Go all the way up. Go all the way down. Go all the way up. Overlap your roller. I had a guy working for me last summer. I said, I want you to go straight up and down. And he said, okay. So he went like this. I said, go straight up and down. He said, okay. The third time I said, I want you to go straight up and down. No lie. He goes like this, okay. Some odd fellow who was in the house said, I'd fire him if I were you. I said, are you doing this on purpose? I kid you not, folks. I kid you not. Every good painter always has a wet rag nearby. You always want to be cleaning off anything that could fall. I'm giving you a little trick on getting, if you get paint on carpet, don't panic. If you get water-based paint on a carpet, it happens. Don't rub it in. Here's what you do. Get yourself a water bottle. Put it on stream. And blast it into the floor like this, look. All of a sudden, the paint is going to come to the top. Okay? It's going to wet the fibers, and so the paint isn't going to have any desire to stick to the fiber because it's already wet, right? You hit that right into the paint, and you wait till you soak it really good. You take a clean, white, dry cloth, and you put your knee over it. Put all your body weight into it. You'll see all the paint come up onto the rug, onto the cloth. Do it again until all the paint comes up. Never, ever, ever rub it in. Just keep wetting it and put your knee on it, and it pulls up all the paint. That's your little tip for today. This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Paint. Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Please click on like, subscribe to my channel. Again, let me just go over what I use. This is a 9-inch nap, half-inch roller. The nap is half-inch. That's how thick is the fuzzy. The width of it is 9-inch. This is an extension pole. You could use your mop if it comes off, your broom, whatever. You don't have to get fancy. The brush is a Wooster. It just happens to be one of my favorites. However, I prefer Purdy's because Wooster has shed on me, but this one hasn't. That's why I love this brush. So you want to get a Purdy 3-inch, usually about 16 to 20 bucks, depending. Okay, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Thanks for watching my videos. Click on like. The cameraman is yawning, and he does sleep on his breaks, and we got into a fight over that, but we'll talk about that later. If you ask me, I'll explain it to you. Thanks for watching. He's from Alabama, right?
That's right. War Eagle.
Okay, see you on the next one.